Yeah, so as I was doing my pre-trip, I discovered a wonderful little issue with one of my trailer tires.
Oh yeah. Ooh, it's gotten even bigger. Back in, turn around here, back in from the street, make it in this tight little bitty bitty dock. California sunset with California taco stand burrito.
Mosquitoes. Happy Thursday. I am here in Phoenix, Arizona, waiting to be assigned a door. I am not looking forward to maneuvering inside of this very small Cisco yard. Hello.
Okay, do you want me to drive down there or do you want me to walk? Like, are you guys ready for me to come in with the truck? Yeah, I'm just around the corner. Okay, alright, thank you.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, I've already signed in, but they said they had a door for me.
Oh.
Door 19. Do I go ahead and park in 19 and then go to 33? Yep. Okay, cool. Thank you.
So this morning I finished delivering here in Phoenix. I also just finished picking up here in Phoenix. Unfortunately, the trailer that I picked up was over the legal weight, so I had to go back to the shipper and have them rework the trailer, which was a little time consuming. So this load that I have now is going back to California. This load is heading to Compton, California, so they better be prepared for this OG. Happy Friday. I am in Compton, California, and I am waiting for my new load that's supposed to head up to Wyoming. Earlier this morning, I dropped off that load that was from Arizona, from Phoenix. I'm in an interesting part of town. Lots of interesting people with interesting stories. There's one thing about this job is that it puts you in the industrial districts in towns that otherwise you would never visit. And you get to see some things, and you get to meet some people. You just really get to become intimate with this country's, I guess, economic engines. A lot of times, engines are messy and dirty. This place is no exception. Sometimes, you get a free donut. Now, I know that some of you might criticize me by saying, truck drivers have a hard enough time keeping the weight off. Why are you indulging yourself, Dan? My argument to that is, I stopped listening after the word free. I was like, this is free? Donut. I didn't hear the donut part. I was like, oh, okay. This donut-shaped item is available to me for free. And it has sprinkles. Of course I'm going to take it. What? Don't worry. I've got a plan to burn this off. It's called digestion. That's how I'm going to get rid of it. So parking in LA completely sucks. I think I mentioned that before in some previous video last year. I'm in an alleyway with some other trucks, and there's not a lot of room. There's some occasional character that's walking down these streets that may have a few loose screws. Anyway, I'm waiting for LA traffic to die down before I head out. You hear that? At first I thought that was like a fire alarm or something, but no, in fact, that's going to happen all night long. Actually, that's a 24/7 thing that these food warehouses implement. to deter birds. Hopefully I can take a nap with that going off in the background. This is an adventure. Hold on, I'm trying to be emo here. Is it working? Happy Tuesday. I'm taking a 34-hour reset. Okay, I'm done being emo, because that's really annoying. What was the last thing I said I did? I delivered a load, and then I picked up a load, and then I delivered a load, and then I picked up a load, and now I traded a trailer. Long story short, or maybe short story long, I don't know how this is going to turn out. The driver manager that I have been assigned is still relatively new to their job, and he was monitoring 2 out of my 3 DOT clocks. And as a quick recap, I have an 11-hour driving clock, I have a 14-hour on-duty clock, and I have a 70-hour weekly clock, all of which that can be manipulated by split shifts and recaps, which is basically hours that I didn't use from the beginning of my week that get added on to the end of my week. He had been monitoring my 14-hour and my 11-hour clock, but he kind of didn't look at my 70-hour clock, and as he kept assigning me loads and kept me moving last week, which was great, I just kind of assumed that he knew what he was doing when he was assigning me loads. You just keep working off your recaps, and you'll be fine. You'll have enough time. Well, that ended up not being the case, and so this trailer had to be swapped out with another trailer by another driver who had more hours available to him. I've learned my lesson, and that is never trust your driver manager blindly, because even with all the good intentions of keeping me rolling, if they're not paying attention to 1, 2, or 3 of the clocks that you have, you could then eventually be put in a situation where you have to take that 34-hour reset, which is what I have to do right now. And the load that I have now is actually due to deliver in Ogden, Utah. So now I can kind of see the circular pattern that they're probably going to put me on. Utah, California, somewhere in the Midwest-ish. That's fine by me, with the exception of some of the tornadic activity that I had to watch out for the last couple of days. Luckily, I didn't encounter anything, but there were a couple of lines of storms that I drove through that were, if I wasn't loaded, I would have parked my ass, because holy moly, they were moving my trailer around like I had to check my britches afterwards. Happy Sunday. I am currently in Nevada. I guess I can give a 2-week review of my first 2 weeks with Pride Transport. All I can say is they are infinitely better than my last company. Climbing Donner's Pass, I have to descend Donner's Pass. There are designated brake check areas. It is my company's policy to make sure we stop at all of them and check our brakes. A lot of these trucks passing this area, a lot of them are independent contractors, and they're like, F the police. So now comes the fun part of merging back into traffic with very little acceleration room. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Volvo. You blocked all that traffic just for me. What a friend. Truck driver, stop and check your brakes. I already did that. Quit yelling at me, sign. God. Now begins our lovely descent. Luckily, it's only 6%. Could be a lot worse, like 8. Just crazy. What you'll notice is that a lot of these smaller trucking companies or independent contractors, they usually get loads that are consisting of several pallets to maybe half a trailer's worth of pallets. So they don't really have a super heavy load. But when you deal with, or when you're stuck behind a mega carrier, like Prime, Schneider, Walmart even, or Swift, for example. You'll notice a lot of the times they're the slow ones going up the hills because they've got contracts forcing them to take really heavy loads. And the reason they can do that is because they're paying their trainees really low, which means they can charge really cheap, and customers can ship a lot of freight with the mega carriers for really cheap, at the expense of poorly paid trainees. And as having been someone who has been at the receiving end of that, you know, I understand the business model, but I just wanted to explain why you'll notice certain companies going slower than others, especially in a mountainous situation.